How how are you doing? Hope you're fine. Hope you're okay. Have you ever asked yourself what is the real meaning of existence? Okay, I know that you don't like that question, but just pause a bit, just for a minute or for a second, and ask yourself, do I really exist? And if I exist, then what's the meaning of existing? Or do I really live? And if I live, then what does it mean to live, to be alive? And what are we trying to look for? What is humanity trying to look for? To solve what? To solve problem? Then, after solving it, they leave the world a better place. Then for who? So our work is just, let me say, planting and not harvesting or getting the results. If then we are here to solve problems. Okay, these are deep questions that one ought to ask himself, not just merely but deeply, because they are deep. They aren't just simple questions. So the first adventure that I would like us to take is, what is the real meaning of existence? And do we really exist, or do we really live? And what is the difference between existing and living? You know, when you watch the movie Matrix, The Matrix, the movie is a very good illustration of what living is, reality is. You know, Friedrich Nietzsche, he's a very great philosopher. He argues with the issue of truth, and a lot of philosophers argues with the issue of what is truth, social morals, and all ethical morals, religion. Carl Jung was a very good expert at analyzing religion, still Nietzsche, because Nietzsche prophesied that God will be dead. And I don't think I have to explain for you or to prove for you. You can see it by yourself, in yourself, and for yourself. So, yeah, so these philosophers argue about what the reality is. And the great thing is that men can argue. There's this quote that says, "Once man's meat is another man's poison." And I want us to view it in another way. Your truth can be different from my truth. Something can be good for you and totally bad, or I don't really like it. So that's true for you. Then for me it's not true. So what's the truth? What's the truth? You know, a lot of people base the truth or the term or what is true majorly or purposely according to what they feel it favors them more, or what, let me say, with weak association. And by weak association I mean what favors me right now at this moment, what's valuable right now, what I feel it's okay with me, what can sort me right now with the issues that I have. Yeah, or what I can pursue easily. That's a very good one. What I can pursue easily. What is not much painful. What I can try and I can be able to make it. So that's how a lot of human beings, we visualize the truth or the reality is. But if we try to think deeper, then we ask ourselves, then from who does those truths come from? From who does those reality come from? You know, Nietzsche was arguing that men can make their own moral values, which Nietzsche was a great thinker, so you can't easily argue with his arguments, but I don't really think so that men can create their own moral values. I think there is a deep feeling of there's a deep feeling in human beings of what is right and what I feel like doing at that moment. What there is a deep, let me call intuition or a deep voice, mostly for most of us, it comes as a form of, let me say, not a critic, but in a negative form, trying to tell us don't. So it comes with a lot of laws. Don't do that, don't do that, don't do that, it's bad. But the issue, it doesn't tell us what to do. It just restricts us from certain actions. Sometimes, because it has told you what not to do, then if you adhere to it, then you can do the opposite. But my target is that, or my, let me say what I want to show out is that there is what we feel like this is the fact, and there is what that we want to do at that moment. And most of us are taking the truth not as what we feel, but as what we want to do at that moment. Because it's very painful. Okay, the issue with this sound, I call it the conscious. And the conscience, you can describe it into two ways. Maybe the normative logic, and you can still describe it as the a calling from the above. So the above, I mean the highest aim. So maybe your highest aim is to be probably like Jesus. So conscious is when you've already set a name. You said, I want to be like Jesus. I want to live a life like Jesus. I want to resemble him. So you've already set a goal, you've already set a name, you've already set a target. So it's this kind of a pyramid. Then at the pinnacle, it's Jesus. Then you have to climb all these to move from this, then all these building blocks onto the apex. So when you try to do something which is contrary to the highest calling, or which will lead you contrary to the path towards your aim, then the highest calling responds by an inner sound and tells you it seems that there is something going wrong somewhere. And still, there is the normative logic that that I know that truly this is what I'm supposed to do. Something like the Bible, it brings normative logic. Still, sometimes the society, because the society sometimes it forms a way, or by it revealing the myths and the myths which has this kind of archetypal story of men who had already achieved, and now the society trying to copy the heroes. And by those facts and those knowledge and that kind of a surrounding, you find yourself having the sense that this is what I am supposed to do. So that's a kind of a normative logic. So conscious, you describe it as too. So there is that conscious, but it's what I wanna do. What I wanna do. I don't care. I don't care what I will do. Like how the narcissist say, I'll do what I want to do this time, regardless.